Hey, this is Max from VanVenture. Thanks so much for booking and renting one of our vans. We're going to do a quick walkthrough orientation video with a goal to save time in person when we do the check-in and check-out. The walkthrough for the video is going to take 4 parts. First part is going to be the van, the cab, all the just in case emergency van gear we include. I'll show you how to pop the hood if you need to get to it. Second part is going to be the power and the water fill. Third part's going to be the back, where we'll go over the gear that's included in the drawers that will slide out. And the fourth part's going to be the kitchen on that side. Let's jump right in. Cool, so the first part about the vans is the cab. These vans drive like a small SUV, so you'll be able to see what's around you at all times. The only thing we call out is that these small side mirrors here, they allow you to see what's on the side of you at all times. This van particularly doesn't have too many blind spots because of the side windows here, but that's what these small mirrors help mitigate, is like the blind spots in the back corner. And if you come on over for the cab, so it's pretty much just like an automatic V4. Some of the main call outs are you open the glove box, that's how you have the registration in case you're to get pulled over. The auxiliary cord for your tunes, music, is in the glove box as well. That plugs in right under the cigarette lighter here, and you would just press aux on the stereo to access it. Other car stuff, you got a phone mount here, so you can have your smartphone directions while driving. A fast track here, so you can go across both the bridges, and that's included in your rental. We take care of that. Other than that, we have like this emergency gear, kind of like a just in case, which includes an air compressor if the tires are low. And then you could always check the tire pressure on this decal here when you're getting gas, or if you're where you're stopped. We have a battery jumper here that's portable and wireless. So if you get a dead battery, this will jump you right back up, and I'm going to show you how to get into the hood. Other than that, that's mostly it for the car stuff. If you'll follow me over to the hood, I'll show you how to pop it. You use the same key that you use for the ignition. You stick it in the hood, and to pop the hood you have to go left and then right, so there's no latch that you're would be feeling around for, and then this pops it open. And this would just be if you need to check your fluids, your wiper fluid, your oils for some of the longer trips. And that's mostly it for the cab. Oh, the only other things I forgot to mention when I'm calling out is behind this seat you have tire chains back here, you can see, and then this van is front wheel drive, so the 2 tire chains in this box would go on the front 2 tires if there's snow. And then behind the passenger seat you have the floor jack and the wrench, and I'm going to show you how to get to the spare when we go to the back. Part 2 is mostly focused on the power and the water fill. For the power, you got 4 switches here. You got lights, power for the fan. I'll show you how the fan works when we get to the back. Water for the water pump for the sink on that side, and this, you'll hear it running right now in the background. I'm gonna flip it off. And then the 4th switch doesn't do anything, but it's just there to keep in mind. Also, for the power, you have these USB chargers here. If you have bigger wall outlet powers, you have this alternator that runs power from the battery there, so you can plug in like a computer, cameras, anything bigger needed where you need the 120 volt power. The main call out though for this whole power, you see the voltage here, and that's running off its own battery behind here. And this battery has a cord that goes under, plugs into the alternator on the van, so it'll only charge when the van's running. So you never have to worry about any of these powers, or if you're plugged anything here, will kill the car battery. In addition to the power, you got the water fill here, and this is for the sink. This water fill is a bit tricky. We have a funnel here that if you wanted to fill it with a hose. I've also used the a water fill from the gas station, because it will filter in the sink before it gets to there. When I say the water is tricky, it's hard to tell when it's empty or not empty. It's a 4-gallon tank. If you wanted to look in to see how you're doing, you can lift up here and then take a look in the jug. But the jug's not completely transparent, so you can really just tell if it's high or low. And when you're filling, if you wanted to lift this up, you could see when it gets full on the hose, but there's no real gauge to say where you are in terms of water. And then the battery I mentioned there, that's a separate battery. so you'll never drain the car battery. The only other mention while we're over here is you got this this kind of like a headboard, and what this does is when you're parked, you push both seats forward. This will lift up, and you add about 8 to 9 inches for leg room. And then other than that, you just got some shelving up here. So if you wanted to store things while you're like your phone and stuff while you're sleeping, they fit up there fine. That's mostly it for part 2. Cool. So part 3, we're going to go over the gear that's included in the van. But before that, we wanted to close the loop on you got the fan up here. And so for the fan to work, you have the switch on the power on that side. And then the only main thing to call out for the fan is it has to be open. And you got a lever here or a knob here to open it. It just has to be open to turn on. And you have multiple speeds on it, so you could have it as high or as low as you'd like. A lot of people leave it open, run the fan all night to keep the van cool so it doesn't get too stuffy. And then the other call out was the spare tire. So you'll take the wrench behind the passenger seat and you would just turn this knob here to get the spare tire if you needed it. And the spare tire is just like directly under the van. And then for the gear that's included, these doors, you can pop this button to have them open up to 180 degrees so they're out of your way. And on the first drawer, what we have is the cooler. So we got 32 quart cooler, should keep ice cold up to 5 to 7 days for all your food. A little bit of storage back here, but not much. And then this drawer is where we include all the gear. So starting over here, you got first aid, you have clean sheets, clean pillowcases, clean towels, eye mask, and curtains. For the bedding, we also include these antibacterial cover for both the mattress and the pillowcases, but we still recommend using clean sheets every time. Other bedding things we have is we have the Rumple Down Queen blanket. There'll be a clean one in each rental. And then also behind here, you can see we got the propane, we have the coffee percolator, and then we keep the coffee grounds, or we have a canister, so if you buy your own coffee grounds, you can keep them fresh in here. And then other than that, and then we have the curtains. So you got 4 curtains that they magnet over the back door to cover these windows and the side doors to cover those windows. So you have as much privacy as possible. And then if you come over here, here's all the cookware we included. So you'll see that that's why it's helpful to have the door open all the way so you can get all the gear out. The cookware, you got a pot and pan set. Inside the pot set is a smaller pot and all your cups and bowls. We include knives, kitchen knives, cutlery set, tongs, and spatula and spoons for cooking. You have a cutting board. Below that you're not seeing, clean sponge. What are these? Marshmallow sticks for fire, and then a can and bottle opener here. We kind of just ask that you bring the gear back like in similar condition and not all over the place. So that's like the only thing to call out here. Awesome. And for part 4 is my favorite part, is the slide out kitchen. You have this drawer that latches here and it slides fully out to give you access to the 2-burner Coleman stove and the sink. For the sink, you turn the water pump on that side where we turn the power for the lights and the fan on, and then you just turn this on for water to come out. The sink drains from right here. I think it's right here. So what I always tell campers or renters is that when you're cooking in here, just make sure that it's like if you're washing meat or anything, you have a heads up that it's gonna drain here. So in case there's any bears or anything like that, that's just something to keep in mind. For the 2-burner stove, opens up right here, and then we have two propane adapters, Bic lighters in this drawer, wet wipes, and a knife. The propane for the drawer we keep full on every rental, and that's in the back there. That's mostly it for this drawer. The only thing to call out when you're putting it away is this latch is a little loose, and so when you're driving it could open up and slide against the sliding door, which is kind of annoying and can damage this door. So it's just worth making sure that it's tight and that the door is not going to slide around, or the drawer is not going to slide around while you're driving. Awesome. Well, that's mostly it. Thank you so much for renting from us.